He woke up that morning and read his own death threat in the newspaper. A full-page ad. Black border. His name at the top. He showed it to Jackie and said, "We are heading to a nut country this days." He got dressed anyway, but by lunchtime, he would be gone. 8:45 in the morning at Fort Worth in Texas, Kennedy steps out into a parking lot crowd. No stage, no podium, just rain-damp concrete and a few thousand people who came to see him. He's tired due to poor sleep, but he smiles, walks the rope line, shakes every hand he can reach. Inside, he gives a breakfast speech. Calm, sharp, confident. No one in that room knows it's the last speech John F. Kennedy will ever finish. In 1 hour, he boards Air Force One for Dallas, 11 minutes away by air. 11 minutes. The distance between Fort Worth and the rest of his life. His staff is nervous about Dallas because the city has a reputation. Just weeks earlier, Ambassador Adlai Stevenson had been spat on and struck with a sign by protesters in that same city. Kennedy's own advisors urged him to reconsider the open motorcade. It's too exposed and too risky, but still he refused. And he got on the plane. At 11:38, Air Force One touches down at Love Field in Dallas. When the door opens, the crowd goes wild as his wife Jackie steps out first, wearing a pink wool suit. Kennedy had asked her to wear something bright because he wanted Dallas to see her clearly. They walked the fence line, shaking hands, accepting flowers. Jackie is handed a bouquet of red roses. In every other city on this trip, she'd been given yellow roses, the traditional flower of Texas. But only in Dallas did she receive red. The motorcade is lined up and waiting. 11 cars, dozens of agents. A careful, deliberate route published in the Dallas newspapers 2 days earlier. Every street, every turn, publicly listed for anyone to read. The Secret Service had surveyed the route, marked the open windows along the way. But there were too many buildings, too many floors, too many angles to cover. Kennedy is helped into the presidential limousine, a blue 1961 Lincoln Continental. Open top. No bubble. No armor. The sun has come out. Dallas is warm and bright. It is 12:02 in the afternoon and has just 28 minutes left. The motorcade moves through Dallas. The crowds are massive, bigger than anyone expected. People packed 10 deep on the sidewalks, leaning from office windows, and some waving from rooftops. Kennedy is happy. He turns to Governor Conley's wife, who is sitting ahead of him. She leans back and says, "Mr. President, you can't say Dallas doesn't love you." He smiles. "No, I can't." Those are the last words John Kennedy will ever speak. The motorcade makes the final turn onto Elm Street. Ahead is a green open plaza, and past it is the highway, and past that is the airport and Air Force One, then Washington. He is 90 seconds from clearing the city. A 6-story brick building sits on the corner. The Texas School Book Depository. A warehouse. Nothing significant. Nobody is watching it. On the 6th floor, a 24-year-old man named Lee Harvey Oswald adjusts his position at a window he has reinforced with book cartons. He has been there since the route was published. He has been waiting. Then Lincoln rolls into Dealey Plaza at 12:29. The first shot cracks across the plaza. Witnesses describe it as a backfire, a firecracker. Kennedy reaches toward his throat, his hands frozen at his neck, but the limousine keeps moving. Governor Connolly, in the jump seat ahead, turns to look. He sees the president. On trying to understand what's going on, the second bullet tears through him too. But the car didn't speed up. Not yet. Confusion. Radio traffic. Nobody is sure of what's happening. And then the third shot. Different from the others. Witnesses 100 yards away turn away. Women fall to the ground covering their children. Men freeze where they stand. In the presidential limousine, Kennedy's wife, Jackie, limps out onto the back of the car. A Secret Service agent, Clint Hill, running from the trailing vehicle, reaches the car, grabs the handhold, pulls himself onto the trunk. Jackie is pulled back into the seat. Then the driver finally accelerates, rushing toward Parkland Memorial Hospital. The 35th President of the United States is mortally wounded at 12:30 p.m. on a bright, sunny Friday in November. Dallas doesn't know yet. America doesn't know yet. But in that car, they know. 12:38 at Parkland Memorial Hospital in Dallas. The Lincoln screeches into the emergency bay. Agents pull the president from the back seat. He is placed on a gurney and rushed into Trauma Room 1. 15 physicians work on him. No detectable heartbeat. A wound at the front of his throat. A massive wound to the right side of his skull. Doctors later say the outcome was never in question from the moment he arrived. Outside in the corridor, Jackie Kennedy sits in a chair, still wearing the pink suit. She refuses to change. At 12:58, Dr. Kemp Clark steps out of Trauma Room 1. He looks at the agents and nods once. John Fitzgerald Kennedy, the 35th President of the United States, age 46, is dead. The room goes silent. Someone begins to weep. But outside, Dallas is still cheering. The Motorcade route crowds are still standing there. Many of them don't know yet. They're still waiting for the car to come back.